Hi there, how you doing? Hope you're all well. I want to talk to you about the lessons I learned from McDonald's crisis management. As you may or may not know, if this is your first time seeing me, I spent rather a long time with McDonald's. I'm a lot I'm a lot older than I look, or maybe I'm a lot younger than I look. I don't know. You decide. Anyway, I spent 27 years with McDonald's in various roles, guises, roles. And at one stage, for a number of years, I was a part of their crisis management team. And in recent weeks, I've been reflecting on my time as part of that, but also just more generally thinking about McDonald's in crisis and how they always came out of it, bounced back out of it with yeah, just brilliantly. They just never seemed to be completely knocked. Well, thank God for me during my career, they were never completely knocked out by any crises. So, in terms of what I'm talking about, the McLibel case that went on for 10 years was a bit of a crisis at the time. Supersized me. Obviously, a couple of financial crises, but real big ones for specifically for the business. That I remember very well because I was part of the team at that point was the mad cow disease crisis, and the other one was when their major, they only had two at the time, one was a very small one, but their major distribution centre burned to the ground. Where at the time they were next to a big oil storage centre, and it blew up. You could hear the explosion for quite some way apparently, and the smoke from the fire could be seen from the moon. Not that I was there, but apparently satellites captured it. It was major at the time, and certainly major in terms of McDonald's. So anyway, enough of me reminiscing. You're wanting to learn the lessons from McDonald's. So there were four real key takeaways, that I can think of that I think we can all benefit from reflecting on for our businesses now going through this crisis, and thinking about how to protect ourselves going forward, and in terms of any future crisis of whatever it may be. Please God, not another pandemic, but there are crises that come along every now and again to test us. So the first lesson really was all about systematic planning. McDonald's have always been systematic about their planning, and bringing together a large number of people every single 90 days to look back on how the business has been doing, how the plans they put in place worked, what's working, what's not, what lessons can be learned. Then, okay, let's take those lessons and look forward. What do we need to be doing differently? And two things to learn from that. One is that this systematic way of planning meant that when a crisis came along, they didn't go, oh my God, the sky's falling, what are we going to do? They just pulled together their teams of people and they worked out what they were going to do in exactly the same way as they would regularly plan a 90-day period. That ability to just galvanize people quickly makes a big difference. It's the sooner you can not react but respond to a crisis, the better. The sooner you can put plans in place, the better. But the other big advantage of having that 90-day systematic planning is that you get to spot things that are coming. You're looking for, is there anything on the horizon that's going to be going to be challenging? Is there anything on the horizon that we can take advantage of? What's coming in terms of technology that we should be getting ahead of the game on, or how are the financial markets? Are we heading for so there is always that looking for opportunities, looking for challenges ahead of the game. So that it's back to being a meerkat rather than a hamster. You take your foot off the pedal and step off the wheel for half a day every 90, and just think about what lessons have you learned and how can you use those lessons going forward. What are you going to do? How are you going to benefit? In the last video I talked about the need to be learning the lessons as we're going along, the need to be really conscious of what we're learning about ourselves, about our business, about our teams. Again, even if it's only just every 90 days going forward when we're out of the crisis, take the time to do that. I know so many businesses, many of whom are project-based, who, with every project, there is always a project review at the end, always. But how many times does it actually happen? When you've carried out any sort of big project in your business, how often is the review skipped because you've gone straight into the next exciting part? You've gone straight into another project. That review and the discipline of having that review is one of the big things that I learned from McDonald's. Plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. It's a rhythm and a cycle of continuous improvement. And that whole planning system gives you rhythm in your business. So lesson number one, definitely systematic planning helped save McDonald's, but also helped them to avoid the worst parts of every crisis. Lesson number two is all around building a team who all share values, who buy into your culture, who buy into you, who believe the same things that you do. And I guess this one just really was demonstrated within McDonald's with the Buncefield fire, because it was like, oh my God, a crisis, right? Let's all pull to what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What is it that can I drive a minibus full of buns to a restaurant 300 miles away? There was so much positive activity based on we are all in this together. We're seeing that now, just generally within our community, with our UK community, with the NHS, with the 750,000 volunteers who recognise we're all in this together. Think about your business. Is that how everybody in your team responded? We're all in this together. What can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to make things easier? How can I help the business survive? They're the sort of people that you're looking for. And if, on the other hand, there were individuals who maybe for very good reasons were not like that. Maybe their immediate priority was family focused, which is obviously completely acceptable. But just think about what you're learning about those individuals in your team. Think about if there is if people showed their true colours. Sometimes you get people showing their true colours in terms of suppliers or people that you're working with. How did they deal with you, and how did you deal with them? As I said, what did you learn about yourself? But building that team where where we are all in this together. It's like every individual's name is above the door. That sort of team spirit, that sort of those sort of values are huge when it comes to a crisis. Absolutely huge. Not every crisis is going to have the team furloughed, but you want people around you. You want people around you who are smart, and I don't mean intellectual necessarily. I mean smart, creative, caring, got bags of initiative and ideas. People who are different to you, not people who are waiting for you to tell them what to do, but people who are making suggestions as to how we can progress, change our customer journey, pivot. That word's really come into its own in the last few weeks, hasn't it? Let's pivot. Yeah, interesting. But different. You want different skills around you. Yes, of course, you need to lead the team. We'll talk about leadership in a second. But you want those skills around you. You want people to be challenging your thinking. So lesson 1, systematic planning. Lesson 2, team building that team and great culture around you. Lesson 3, I make no apology for saying this again, having one right way to do everything in your business. Not, for McDonald's, that has just been the way they have done things for years and years and years and years and years. Ever since the McDonald brothers actually, and Ray Kroc recognizing how he could, take what they had build this system of one right way to do everything, and then scale massively. That started so small. I think when we think about McDonald's these days, we think about this huge corporation and global, and it started out as a really small business, as small, if not smaller probably than yours is today. But they started with one right way to do everything, and it has made all the difference in the world. It has made them so consistent and so reliable. It's allowed for I was 21 when I ran a £1 million plus restaurant, a very naive 21-year-old as well. I had 2 18-year-old floor managers, and I would love to say that yes, I was just super talented. Of course I was. No, it was the systems. You just learned the systems, you followed the systems, you ran the systems, and the business just worked because of it. And that is having one right way to do everything. So yes, I'm going to beat you over the head with that as often as I possibly can. But it's that consistency that also led to so much customer trust. So during mad cow disease, for example, obviously there's loads of mistrust about beef, about its where it came from, whether it was healthy, whether we were all going to become mad cows. Some would say so. Some of us did, but it was there was a lot of concern, and McDonald's came through that because their customers trusted them. Their customers trusted that they would do it right, because they couldn't afford to do it wrong. They trusted that they would do it right. Just like for me, I'm a big fan of Disney, and I would get on any of Disney's rides, as fast as you like, up, down, scary, get on any of them, because I would trust that Disney would not kill me. I don't feel the same way about the scary rides at other parks. I'm scared of the scary rides at other parks because I don't trust that safety will be as good, because there isn't as much at stake. Obviously, the parks, I'm sure, will think that there is. You like to think so anyway. But there isn't as much at stake for me, in my mind, as there is for Disney. Disney is safety, child-friendly, big child-friendly. And that's the level of trust that I have in Disney. That's the level of trust that McDonald's customers had in McDonald's to get it right when it came to their beef. So consistency, and that, I see the golden arches. I trust that I know what I'm going to get. Massive. Comes from One Right Way. Absolutely comes from One Right Way. So, just think about that. Think about the consistency. Sorry, I just lost my notes. That's not very professional, is it really? So lesson 3 is all about having one right way to do everything in your business. Oh, sorry, there is one other advantage of one other advantage of One Right Way, and that is that if you're looking at it from a negative point of view, you can never be held to ransom by anybody that leaves. We used to say, the sand covered the tracks before they'd gone 10 paces out of the door, because there was always the training and the how-to guides and the systems were all in place for somebody else to just pick up and run with them. And that's, okay, that, you can think, well, that's quite sad in one way, but actually from a business continuity point of view, it's just fantastic. It doesn't matter who you lose or when you lose them. There is the training in place. There is the simple, logical, repeatable way to do everything in place that you just pick up and run with it. And from a new people coming in point of view, it's also just fantastic. It's the flexibility that it gives you, and within a crisis situation, you do lose people sometimes. It's inevitable. I don't mean dying like in this crisis, but people leave, people get scared and move on, whatever. So having that business continuity of One Right Way. There are so many reasons for having One Right Way. But I'll stop now, because lesson 4, certainly that I got from McDonald's, was about leadership. It was about taking the lead, being seen as the leader, and never just following the herd. Decide what is right for you and your business and your customers and your team, and do that. It's very easy to get sucked into, what's everybody else doing? Oh God, maybe I should do that. Very, very easy to get sucked into that, particularly now. There is so much support, well-intentioned support, and a lot of people telling you, oh no, you should really do this, or no, you must do that, or you should, decide what is right for you right now, what's right for your customers, right for your team, and do that. Don't ever follow. And the classic, I think it was coming out of one of the financial crises. I was trying to remember exactly when this was, but McDonald's went down the route of salads, thinking that's what our customers want. Our customers want healthy. They don't want Big Macs and quarters with cheese and double quarters with cheese and large French fries. That could have been on the back of Super Size Me, actually. Let's go down the salad route. Big mistake. They forgot who they were. They forgot who their customers are. Their customers want indulgence. They want a treat. They want a Big Mac. Nobody goes to McDonald's to have a salad. And it was really, really dangerous for the business in terms of where the business was going, moving away to, we're not about burgers anymore, we're about salads. No, McDonald's are about burgers. So I'm not saying stick to what as in rigidly. We're not going to adapt to the crisis. Obviously you adapt to a crisis, and you do what you need to do, but do what is right for you, and do it from a leadership standpoint, not from I'm following the crowd at chow time. That's a line from A Few Good Men. Sorry, I do that occasionally. But it's so important to be the leader of your own business, not the follower of other people. So leadership, really, really important. So they are the four key lessons that that I reflected on. Systematic planning, making sure that your plan, do, review, get it started now, even if it's at the minute, if it's week by week. Just get into that habit, get into that rhythm and routine of planning, then doing, and then looking back to see how you did, what lessons you can learn, and then planning again, and so on. Really important. So systematic planning, building a team around you that really share your values, really are bought into you and your culture and the vision for your business, and act as if it's their name above the door. One right way, I won't say any more about that. And leadership, being the leader, be a leader, focused on you, your team, your customers, not anybody else's. You are the captain of your ship. You are the master of your fate. So there we go. Have fun. If you enjoyed this video and want more of my musings and hearing more about how you can implement the 7 business critical systems in your business, then please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, obviously. And I'll see you again soon. Take care, stay safe.